Okay. We left off. You guys went down to well, you're in the center of the wave echo cave. That erosion has caused it to collapse inward, and it drops about 30-40 feet below the Earth's surface. You guys got down there, you guys found a giant black obelisk that's about the same length of the sunken tower. And you seen that upon once you guys got down there face to face, it was giving off a greenish glow. Didn't affect you guys, but it was inscribed with different languages, from Elfish to Druid to Dwarfish to Undercommon, and it talked about an ancient god called an Avalok that once was in Abilene, but much like the other ancient ones that you guys have read about, and for those that have studied magic at Strickhaven or had families privileged enough to go to Strickhaven, that the ancient ones or the elder ones are gods. They once roamed Abilene before the calamity. So, with that being said, what are you guys doing? Anyway, with that being said, what are you guys doing? Because so far you guys haven't heard a whole lot of stuff yet. So what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna investigate the carvings.
Okay, so I need you can I will either accept Arcana or Nature if you have either one.
Well, in that case, we look at it as 20.
Either one.
50.
If you guys want to, and whoever wants to help her,
70.
can get, with the advantage,
Plus 20.
you guys can do that. Either Nature or Arcana. If you guys want to help Kristen with examining the stone or the obelisk, or whatever.
90.
90?
90.
Okay. What'd you get? Or are you helping?
It was 31.
Huh?
31.
31? Okay, between
Yeah,
you
30.
two.
He had 30.
30? Okay, between all three of you. And Kristen can translate some stuff with her tongue ability. Or her ability to speak languages. Children.
Dirty minds.
Anyway,
What'd that tongue do?
I'm an actual tongue genius. It's the ability to speak multiple languages. Anyway, with that being said, that when you guys examine around the obelisk, that not too much that you guys see. There is a lot of erosion from years of being in the caves and being underground and the water and everything. But and could also explain why the obelisk has that greenish glow to it, because whatever magic is infused into the obelisk with the erosion is probably leaking out into either probably part of the rune and on into Fandeller. But without taking a piece of the obelisk, you don't know how it will affect the wildlife or the surrounding landscape. So far, it's not affecting you guys. So far. But with that being said, you two, because you with your, you're not. What languages can you speak? Because I was thinking of Victoria. But.
Elvish, Thieves,
Okay.
and Common and Drow.
Okay, between you two, and you can tell with the dwarfish language, but with you two, you read with the elf part that some parts to summon this god will require a sacrifice. And then he reads with the dwarfish language that for the dwarf side, a heavy amount of gold is required to also summon this god. Either by melting it down through alchemy or just by donation. And the donation does not have to be willing. Does not have to be willing. But you also read the parts that they can't, the languages that they can't speak, that it also will require like other forms of sacrifices. Either you read like which some languages you know the gist of, but without actually studying them from straight reading, it's not, you can't speak it too well, but you do know either some parts read either a tear from a dragon or like a heart of like a dragon that needed to summon this god. And but you all read one of the main ingredients to summon this god is a heavy amount of blood. Because it's one of the few mini blood gods that require a, So, but other words, that what you guys are reading, summoning this god is not going to be good. Because you read, if you want to tell them, you also read in the undercommon part that when this god was in Abilene, it basically was the cause of one of the calamities, like Earth ending, like type stuff. This god this god can do. Otherwise, what are you guys doing? So if you guys want to share like what you've read to Bruno and Katarina, as well as Remy and Aerostar, you're more than welcome to. But
This is not a good god. He's the reason for at least one of the calamities.
What kind of god is he?
A blood god.
No. A blood god.
A blood god.
So, what does he require?
Dragon's heart. Lots and lots of blood. Sacrifice.
Sacrifice?
Sacrifice.
I'm not dying again.
It'd just be one whole dragon.
What kind of sacrifice?
I don't know. The only part that I could get was like a dragon's heart.
Well, if you get a dragon heart, certainly there's a lot of dragon blood somewhere.
Very true, very true. That would be a lot of blood. But I've got a feeling this is not a god that we want to awaken.
well, Remy's like,
And
I
usually
kinda
my
agree
feelings are not very off.
I kind of agree with Kristen. This god don't sound like a good god to be around at one of these. So let's just leave things be and figure out a way into Pandora. What about you, Iron? Yeah, so what do you think about
I
this?
think we should keep going.
Huh?
I think we should keep going and leave this.
Let sleeping gods lie.
Yes.
I agree.
Okay. So you all climb out of the sunken cavern, leaving the obelisk below you guys. Anyway, so,
After Taco Tuesday.
and with Aerostar in tow, following the sound of his fellow rats, he leads you finally into Pandora. You guys are now looking at something like this.
Oh, cool.
You guys also hear
Oh. God, is that you?
in this part of Halloween, not only favorite Pandora is it's a pretty big city. You guys hear, once you guys get up to the surface, you guys see the people out and about. You see stalls of the local merchants. So what do you guys do? Like, what do you guys do? You guys are now in $10. So, a place that a lot of you haven't been to. You, on the other hand, Star, you know Pandora pretty well because you're actually from here. Before you figured out rats are better than humans. So what do you do? You guys
I
do-
am going to find a equipment store and I'm going to buy some leather armor.
Okay. What do you do? You're out and
I just use poison gas.
Remy's gonna go.
Thank you.
Yep.
He's gonna cuddle up for one of the stalls and see if he can find some blades or something within this realm that he
I'm gonna investigate the stalls.
can. Okay.
Oh wow, that's only 10
Do you
gold
see
pieces.
anything from let me turn this down a little bit. You see anything from silks for clothes to knives and from and like other and other stalls of weapons? You see crystals, crystals and gems. You see clothes of some nice, well-made, to stuff that not too nice, but like what you would see from like people who don't have a whole lot of money would wear. So with that, yeah. Other than that, yeah, that's oh yeah, and then you also the final stall that you see is unlike the other ones. This one you see 20 by 5 cages of like animals from like all different types. Basically, and you see on the sign that's not too far from you. It says it gives different prices for different animals, and it says magical familiars from all over Abilene. What do you guys do? Oh yeah, I know what you're doing. You and Remy go.
Okay, well, there goes all my money. But now, I have leather armor and a shield. Where's that going?
Basically, where you, like I showed you guys, are in the room under Pandella. You guys are also looking at something like this too, where it has like different stalls and stuff.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that'll work. So anyway, you guys go, you and Remy go to this stall. You see a blondish, half-elf man. haven't seen you in a long time. Aerostar, have you decided to come out to the human world and stop playing with your little rat friends?
I do know I detest being here. I'm just leading these adventurers here through Endover.
He goes, oh, my apologies. So, yeah, and he shows you guys, and it's the stall that there's a lot of like weapons, from like axes to swords to knives to whatever you can imagine. So what do you do? You don't get with you three.
I'm good. I have an armor class now of 19.
Uh,
Because the leather armor provides 13 plus your dex modifier.
yeah.
And then I bought a shield which increases it by another 2.
Okay.
So,
So he gives you the shield. It's a nice bronze type shield that has like a gold inlay. That basically it works. If you played God of War, it basically
yeah, it's like a thing that goes like
yeah,
on your wrist basically.
But like on any incoming, like basically what it does is that you can lock and like charge it up, and then if you like are in like if someone tries to hit like a magical attack or they have a magical shield, as long as it's charged, you can slam into the ground and break the shield.
Does anybody else buy any armor or
The
anything?
enemy got a few daggers. He's got like a few poison that can come in handy, and then he's got a few that are that he can whistle, and they can hit multiple people. Anyway, what's the rest of you guys doing? I got a few other. You guys been visiting any of the other stores?
I know I bought leather armor and a shield, so.
What are you? Bruno? There's a stall that has clothes, silk, the familiar, like magical animals.
I think I'm going to the familiars.
There's a crystal and like herbal. It's like an herbal / crystal type thing stall. And then what do you guys think?
What kind of animals does that one stall have?
Huh?
The familiar stall?
That one is not too far from where you guys, like I just told Kristen, you see anywhere from like 5 by 10 to 5 by 20 cages with animals ranging from like unicorn colts to baby dragons or drakes to cockroaches and chicks to chocobo chicks to anything that you can think of. You see in cages, or if they don't fit in a cage, then they have a lot of rope tied to their neck, and they are basically attached to the stall itself, or to like a fence that is by that stall.
So they have dragons.
Well, not dragons per se; they're more like drakes. Or basically, or dragons, like juvenile dragons before they become the massive killing machines that you guys have, that you guys ran into one of them.
I'm probably gonna look at clothes.
Okay.
Something different.
Anyway, well, you're deciding, you decided. Anyway, you,
So I
on
think
your stall,
They have bears too.
okay, it's you, and
He's asking if they have bears.
yeah, I know, I'm getting there. On you, I'll give it to you. Since you, you mean to,
Do him first.
okay. on you, you see she's a human. She looks about mid-20s. She goes, oh, you're interested in purchasing a bear cub. And she motions behind you. You have an owlbear cub. You have a brown bear cub, a grizzly cub. She goes, anything that suits you fancy. And Central New, Central New can Della, I can cut you a deal. So what do you say, dwarf? Those are the only choices that I have right now for my supplier. That's all we can catch. There's some of these animals are not too friendly to catch. So, like I say, what may you be what do you choose?
Brown bear.
She goes, okay. She snaps her fingers. The cage latches, and you see by magic, it's probably being a cub, maybe like a 20, 30-pound cub, bear cub, floating to her. She goes, oh. She snaps her fingers again. And you see a collar, a spiked collar with a golden name tag that is blank. She goes, Bear? Oh yeah, and by the way, like I said, since you're new Pandela, I'll cut you a deal. I'd say I'll give you the bear 20 gold.
Sure.
Okay. She goes, here's your new bear. What are you gonna name it? You. Now I can I'll get and then I can I'll get I have a bear for figurine for you. Anyway, while you're thinking, so who's going next? While you're thinking of the name. You said you're going to the close?
Yeah.
Okay. You come up to a female. She's almost looks like her skin's made out of like leather, but it's like her whole skin is like a really fine black silk, and it's got a lot of white patch down the front of her, and she's got like long black hair, and when you look at her eyes are like a blackish purple. And then she has like two other eyes on the side of her. She goes, oh, you're welcome here, interesting into my silks and my clothes. And she's, you want to do a knowledge or a nature check to see what kind of creature she is. Which you probably can already guess, but yet. Thought you already had nature. Okay. Well, perception works still. She's one of the many humanoid arachnids. She goes, the pirate. You must be new here to into Pandora. Long way from the flora. So what are you interested in?
I'm just looking around, seeing what you got. I'm just passing around. I'm looking for. I don't really know what I'm looking for. What do you recommend?
She looks at you. She looks over. She goes, don't be a dare. Turn around for me.
Well, there was your money. She wants to look at that.
Okay, turn around.
She goes, and then she looks at you again. And she goes, she points over at the side. And you see clothes that fits your that's pirate-like, but they are made from like the finest Persian silk and cotton.
Fancy.
She goes, yeah, I can do this. She warm during the winter, but keeps you cool at night in the hot Arabian, the hot deserts of the Cash Desert. But can be easily adapted to any environment. And she pulls one down. And when you rub your hand over it, it's a cotton mixed satin or silk, but inside is it's like a fine piece to where it's designed for the Hellcat Desert to keep you warm, or in the mountains of or in the Medela Mountains to keep you warm. But but it can easily adapt to whatever environment you're in. She goes, this will run you about 30 gold.
I've got a question for you.
She goes, I'm listening.
We're here passing through with.
Yeah, I know her.
Is there
Pretty well known cat.
like a discount? I don't mind paying the 30. I was just asking if there was like a friend's discount.
But I normally don't do that. But since he is pretty well known around here for dealing with the lower population.
And we're not. We're just passing through.
True. Okay. I say and you see her naked. You see these silks shoot from her wrist as she wraps it up, and there's spider web looking leaf package. do you do there, Kristen? Where do
I'm
you
at
go?
the familiars.
Okay.
He's a cute name.
When you get to the familiar, you see your friend Bruno, and you are looking at she's in like mid-20s. She's got like a floral type dress ensemble for the region that you guys are in. Long brown hair. She goes, "Oh, well, you are looking into my animals, and what may you be?" And you see your friend Bruno, this little dwarf guy that's about a bear, like a bear with a bear cub on a chain that's bigger than him.
And his name is Snowball.
Snowball?
Snowball.
Yes.
Okay, you see
Snowball and it's a brown bear.
appear on a golden.
Well, why didn't you go for a polar
on the
bear and it
golden
would have matched
medallion
better?
that's around the bear's neck.
Not cool, man. Five Nights at
She
Disney.
goes,
Yeah, think of it.
"Anyway, so what may you be?"
Unicorn horn to scare people.
I am a druid sorceress.
She goes, "Oh." She goes, "Okay." And she points at. She goes, "I can recommend you
That reminds me of a joke I heard.
multi-different colored drakes."
These three were.
She also points at behind her. You see a giant horse-like.
I'll let them know if they get.
She goes, or she goes, "You don't look like they kind of. You look like the kind that go likes animals with a little bit of spice and flavor." And she points at the two. One's a pure black. One's like a white with like a hint of gold into it. And they are hypocrites. She goes, "Would that be your fancy?" She goes, "Or I can also do for you there, little druid." She also points at the ground beside you. About as a little bit bigger than Bruno's bear cub, a lot bigger than Bruno. It towers over Bruno by like a good maybe 2 feet. Pure blood. Saber-tooth tiger cub. From the island of
Tiger comes 7 feet.
yeah, from the islands of yeah.
Bruno's much
Yeah.
smaller.
It towers over you a lot. The pure blood saber-tooth tiger cub from the island of I'm trying to think what the name is. Marquette. That's what it was. From the islands of Marquette. What do you say, there, little druid? I don't normally do this, but since you are with Aerostar, she snaps her fingers and she lets you go into the pen with the hypocrite and the saber-tooth tiger cub. If you are a druid, you can talk to animals and you can see which one you can fit you. I'll take it, if you want to try it, I can take either like an animal handling or nature.
30. Animal handling 40. And I got 20 over here. 20. 40 is 60 plus 30 is 90.
Okay. The hypocrite looks at you. Its wings are still curled up on its back. The saber-tooth tiger comes up to you immediately when you do that. But the hypocrite looks at you, backs up, and then kind of does this little bow to you. She goes, looks like you have two animals that you are familiar to. What the only downfall is, unless you have the gold, which one do you really want? Because, yeah, you know Aerostar, but if you want both of them, that's going to be about 60 gold. But if you want one, I can cut you a deal. It's up to you, dude.
I'll pay the 60 and take both.
The tiger?
Both.
Both? Okay. Just like I said, 60 gold, and it's yours. You get both of yours.
Okay.
She goes, okay. You see her snap her fingers again. A collar would be over both of them, right around her neck, with a gold name tag around both collars. What you gonna name your pets that were good?
That I got to think on just a little bit. I need to get to know my pets a little bit better before I name them.
Yes. Okay. Understandable. Where you guys gather into the center of town?
Yep.
$1 million.
I'm gonna go see if there's any.
So one of the other store that you haven't visited is fucking herbal, potion type shop.
Is there any like stores along the way to the center that have like watches or jewelry or anything?
The only things in between them are like little food stands for throughout Faerun and Pandora. Otherwise, not really too much